There we go. Oop. Hello, everybody. What's going on? This is Ming Chen. I'm live here at the Shared Universe podcast studio, hot off the amazing success of the Bread and Roses Film Festival in Asbury Park. Comes an amazing series coming up in March, the Women in Film series at the ShowRoom Cinemas, Asbury Park. My name is Ming Chen. I'm here with
CJ Cullen,
and in the middle, I have the amazing person behind the Bread and Roses Film Festival. And this film, one of the supporters of this film series. Hello, Marcy. How are you? Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Marcy Mazzarato. I'm an executive director of the Bread and Roses Film Festival, which will be returning October 18th and the 20th, 2024 to the showroom. And I'm very honored to be here in the hot seat.
Yeah,
we missed it this year.
Live in Red Bank.
I remember we were going to go. We were going to go over with something.
Yeah.
And I think we were probably traveling or something.
Yes, you were both invited as VIPs. And
VIPs?
Yes, yeah, you were on the list as VIPs.
Well, we interviewed you once.
You were both out of town.
We interviewed you once and we're on the VIP list. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And, the success resonated. People are still talking about it.
So, yeah, that's great. That's great. I'm glad to hear.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
But I saw that you're doing a Women in Film series throughout the month of March.
Yes.
I'm like, Marcy, come in here and promote it.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you reaching out and asking. So the ShowRoom Cinemas, which is owned by Daria Parr, who's a lovely woman, and Royce Meyer, who's the programming director. He had reached out to me saying, "Hey, do you want to collaborate? Does Bread and Roses want to collaborate and do this Women in Film series to honor Women's History Month?" And I was like, yeah, of course.
So here we have the dates.
Yes.
So the ShowRoom Cinemas in Asbury Park, which if you haven't been to, is an amazing place.
Yeah, it's great.
Really cool independent theater.
Been going there for years and years.
Yeah. So starting March 5th coming up, we have Desperately Seeking Susan.
Which is my birthday, by the way.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy early birthday. Wow, 21, you made it, Marcy.
Yes, I did. I did. That's what I was telling my mom. I was like, I get to party this next week.
Yeah, for sure, with film.
Yes.
So March 12th, the Amazing American Psycho.
Mm-hmm.
March 19th, But I'm a Cheerleader. And March 26th, Party Girls. So all starting at 7:30.
Yes.
On those dates. You can purchase tickets now at showroomcinemas.com. I imagine you're taking walk-ins as well. If
Absolutely, yeah. So folks can buy it in advance or they can walk in and buy it at the box office in person. And I will be there all 4 screenings.
That's amazing.
I'm very excited.
Was it tough programming this? You only have 4 weeks. So
it really was tough. So, we want to have kind of as inclusive as possible, which is because ultimately it comes down to like what movies are great to show, who would gain in terms of thinking about an audience, but also we have to work with distributors.
Yes.
So there are films that we wanted to get that we just couldn't get.
Even though we're promoting women in film.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of logistical stuff behind the scenes to come up with a certain amount of films because we could show 4 films a week, which would be amazing.
Yeah.
But there's obviously cost and logistics and things like that. So these were the 4 films, which is 4 out of, hundreds of films that we could have shown. So
why Desperately Seeking Susan? What was that choice like?
Yeah, I do. I do want to get the philosophy between each choice.
Sure.
It's very curated
course.
for sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So Desperately Seeking Susan is a Jersey film, right? So it actually was filmed in Atlantic City.
I forgot.
Yeah. So there's, I think, it's such an iconic film that is really a film that stands the test of time.
Right.
Susan Seidelman, was this movie, and also with Madonna like being kind of on tour right now, and it just kind of made sense in that sense. But it's New York, it's New Jersey, and there's just something really unique and indie about it, even though it's a little bit more mainstream. So Royce and I really just love that film. And I think it was just something that you wouldn't expect to see in the theater,
right?
To see it re-released, kind of thing. So I that's kind of what the philosophy was. But I personally really love the fact that, one, it's a great film, but it's it has these iconic shots in Atlantic City Boardwalk, and some of like the Atlantic City saltwater taffy and like Madonna's little suitcase. So little tidbits of Jersey in there, which is why
cool. Pretty cool snapshot of the 80s too.
Yes, it is.
You know, all things considered.
The fashion, the music and stuff. Yeah, it was just like, it was almost like a no-brainer to show that film.
That's amazing. And then American Psycho.
Yeah.
March 12th. That film's iconic.
It is.
Holds up very well right now. And it's just a great movie.
It is a great movie. And I think, you know, some folks might think it's a bit controversial because it's such a deeply misogynistic, sexist, obviously like violence towards women, but that's certainly not what, you know, Guinevere Turner and Mary Herron, like that's not what they're saying with the movie. I think with American Psycho, you know, Royce and I really like that film so much for the reason because unfortunately that's the world that we still live in, where women are very much treated in these kind of abusive ways. And originally, you know, fun fact, originally it was supposed to be directed by Oliver Stone with Leonardo DiCaprio
right.
That's true. I remember, yeah.
Which would have been a fundamentally different film, as much as I think DiCaprio is a phenomenal performer and Oliver Stone's a great director. That would have been a very different feel. So I think we like the idea of honoring, you know, this really important kind of critique of 1980s yuppie America that Bret Easton Ellis is criticizing in the hands of being told by women.
Right.
So I think that's one of the reasons why we're like, American Psycho was just also like, we need to show this. And there's something really important about that story even today.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not American Psycho Part 2.
Right. Yeah.
That was like straight to video one.
Yeah.
Yes. March 19th, put on a Cheerleader.
Yes. So I think this is much more of a cult film in terms of, have you seen it? Have either of you seen it?
I remember, I think I was supposed to, way back in the 90s, I think it was offered to me. I was building websites for films back then.
Oh, awesome.
I think this was one of them. It just didn't work out for some reason.
Okay.
I ended up doing the website for Abby Hoffman biopic with Vincent D'Onofrio called "Steal This Movie," but
okay.
But I remember this. It's it's a lesbian themed.
So basically it's, you know, it starts Natasha Lyonne and she is, she's basically sent to a gay conversion.
Okay.
camp.
That's it.
So,
yep.
yeah,
Okay.
right. And I think it's such a brilliant film because it's criticizing things that are very much, again, happening in 2024,
right.
which is sad, but, it was just one of those things where I think the production, the color, the colorful costumes, the colorful design, it was ahead of its time, even though it was just the late 90s, but it was just something that I don't think audiences really knew what to do with it. But then that's why it kind of has grown into being this cult classic and a really powerful, very relevant film that's really fun to watch while it says some really serious stuff.
Again, with this, along with American Psycho, possibly even more relevant now than when it came out. Nothing really got better, I guess.
Yes.
Sad.
I know it is kind of sad
to say, but
it's very sad,
reflected in film as well.
Yeah.
And then the last one of the series, Party Girl, March 26th.
Yes, yeah. You have to love a Parker Posey flick, right? So this is a fun movie. Also New York, so there's that kind of tie-in to the area that we live in.
Yeah.
And I think it's also just like an indie gem, which we wanted to showcase films that are films that you may have never even seen in the theater. And so kind of bringing that, just people just finding themselves. And I think a lot of these stories have very specific ideas of what it means to be a woman in different time periods. But that was one of the things that we kind of came up with in kind of curating the series with these very 4 special films.
Yeah, it's cool. Gwen Turner, Parker Posey, like 90s indie filmmaker powerhouses.
Yes, yeah. Very much so, yeah.
Really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And these all start at 7:30. What's your goal? Do you have an overall goal with this film series? I mean, obviously to promote women in film, to promote Women in Film Month.
Yeah, so the Bread and Roses Film Festival is very much open for submission. So our early deadline is April 7th. So if you're a female filmmaker, or know a female filmmaker, please submit. So part of what this is not only exposure for ShowRoom and BRFF, but also we will have a gift basket. So we were going to be doing a raffle.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to have a fun little movie going gift basket, which will include some goodies. Also tickets to the showroom, and also tickets to the film festival. And that'll be like $1 ticket. So if folks who want to support the film festival, so that, we can raise money to be able to build our future.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that folks can, when they come in, they can just, buy a raffle ticket for $1. And then we'll be doing that every Tuesday. And then the last Tuesday, we'll be raffling it off to one lucky.
Oh, that's cool. Good luck, everybody. Get $1.
$1, yeah.
$1.
Oh yeah, it's worth a lot more than that, yeah. But yeah, $1. So hopefully people will be buying, more raffle tickets.
Yeah, and I noticed we have a couple indie theaters around here. No one's really doing this, are they?
Not really, no. So one of the great things about ShowRoom is that they are working more on these kind of curated series.
Yeah.
So they had this amazing Made in Jersey series for January, which we did show Clerks, which was fun. So that was that was a fun throwback for the 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
So this is we find that folks are coming out to watch these kind of limited release films.
Right.
So I don't really know that there's that many theaters that are doing this specifically. I'm sure
they should be.
I know. Yeah.
Is it maybe difficult to get the films? Is that one issue?
Well, I think
the rights to play them.
Yeah, I mean, I think for distributors, like for example, if you wanted to do Barbenheimer, like independent films have to give up so much of their ticket sales and it costs so much.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to do like new releases, it can be prohibitively expensive for an indie theater. So this has been an ongoing problem for decades. And I think that's part of the reason. Of course, I can't officially speak for ShowRoom, but I know that that's just an issue in terms of indie movie theaters being able to do that. So I think with series like this, you attract a very specific audience, a very dedicated audience that loves films. And then you have an opportunity to see movies you don't really get to see. So I think that's where they can, be successful and actually be able to, have enough money to where you can keep the lights on. So
it's cool. So, your Tuesdays, every Tuesday in March, you've got, you got something to do now.
Yes.
Also I'm usually home on Tuesdays. So,
that's usually when you get back in the morning, right?
Yeah,
there are a couple of these I definitely want to see. There are a couple of these I've never seen in the theater for sure.
Yeah, but please stop by.
Was that Madonna's first movie ever? That's really
I don't know if ever, but I mean amongst her first. You may be right on that.
It might be.
Yeah, it might be her first.
Anyway.
I think so. Yeah, I think it might because I mean she wrote she had written a particular a song. Called Desperately Seeking Susan that never made the cut. And then I think it was Into the Groove that was the one that actually became associated with the film. So I think it might be her first major motion picture, main starring role.
And Griffin Dunn, who's the guy in it, he's been doing a lot of cons lately. He's coming around. He'll actually be in New Jersey at Chiller.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you just come on March 5th?
I know,
instead?
right? You probably.
And
That would be awesome.
Like,
we would very much welcome that.
You're in the movie. Come on down.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw it on the big screen? Come on. Man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Come on, Griffin, if you're watching this.
Come on down. Yeah.
Asbury Park.
We will comp a ticket for you.
Cookman Avenue. Listen, I'll take you down to Cookman Creamery. I'll buy you some ice cream too.
Yeah.
If you make it over. For sure. And it's cool that it's in Asbury.
It is cool, yes.
You come down like 5:30, go have dinner over at Tallulah's or the sushi place that really good sushi place.
Yeah, it's right across
Taco,
there.
Of course,
yes,
Taco.
Yeah.
Grab some ice cream at Cookman Creamery, and then take in a film, and then go and talk about it at Bond Street or something.
Exactly. Yes, it's all right there. We're very. I'm like Bread and Roses. I'm very excited that we're able to do this in Asbury and to have the film festival come back in Asbury because it's such a beautiful.
Let's talk about the film fest.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Last year, the inaugural year, I heard it was a pretty smashing success.
It was great.
So that it's what are the dates for this year?
Yeah. So it's October 18th to the 20th. So we're going to be doing an opening reception on the 18th on Friday, and then we're going to be doing screenings on the 19th and 20th. So Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, it was great. I mean, we learned a lot. Obviously, there's building a film festival from scratch is no easy feat.
No,
not at all.
It's something that doesn't make a lot of money, but takes a lot of time and effort and needs money. So, but it was great. I mean, the team learned a lot. We had an incredible, supportive folks. Georgia and Court University was a supporting sponsor, which was awesome. And we really had to add more tickets. We oversold, which was awesome.
Okay.
So, and there were some screenings that you just never know. Obviously, when you go into a screening, some can be sold out in terms of like the seats are gone, and others have less folks in them. So it can be just like going to a conference, as you know, right? So
it's very hard to pick and choose what films go where, because you don't know who's bringing a lot of people or not. I have a film festival this weekend, and we sold out 3 screenings, but then there's 2 that have no one in them. So if I mixed and matched the movies, we'd have more people and more things.
But you didn't know.
We can't sell tickets now because it's sold out.
Right.
Right.
But there's 2 other theaters at different times. There's like 5 people in.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It is a challenge. You just kind of never know.
Right,
exactly. So this year we're going to be offering, so not only do we have like Saturday pass, a Sunday pass, an all weekend pass, and then we're going to do screening, like folks who want to come in for specific screening. So just to kind of allow a little bit more flexibility in terms of how we do the tickets. Yeah.
Right. And if you're a female filmmaker,
yes,
and you have a film Freeway to submit.
Film Freeway. Yep.
Film Freeway.
Filmfreeway.com/BRFF.
Okay.
And you will,
Will you have a high school student section?
The students are welcome to submit. Absolutely. Yes. We did get some really great.
A lot of students that make movies.
Okay.
A lot of female students that make movies.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So one of the kind of decisions I had made that we didn't establish, they do have a discount for students. And I just like the idea of just having, regardless of what level you're at, as you're a filmmaker, you made a film, you're a filmmaker.
Yeah.
So we had some great student films last year, and they were just all screened as filmmakers. So I kind of just purposely made that decision to not highlight specific students, although they're right. Exactly. During the Q&A, if they're there, they can obviously talk about how it's part of their student experience, but it's just, you're a filmmaker, whether you are 16 or 60, whether it's your first film or your 10th.
Right. And did you get a lot of submissions your inaugural year?
We did. Okay. We actually got a lot more than we anticipated, and we actually had to reject a lot more than we accepted, which was a good problem to have. So it was something that was very much curated.
It's tough though.
It's tough. There were some very tough decisions.
So tough.
It is. And we also have an experimental category, an animation category, and music videos. Okay. So we have cool. Obviously the standard narrative and documentary for features and shorts, but it's awesome to have experimental in there, which is a little unusual for a film festival because they're either completely experimental or not. We found that last year it actually worked, that we had.
You consider music videos sometimes experimental if it kind of fits, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's really up to the filmmaker how they submit it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What was your biggest challenge last year? If I were to ask you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are many, but what was amongst the biggest ones?
So I think, raising money is always a challenge. Okay. Yeah. So obviously money
right.
Is certainly
sponsors, if you're, Middletown, Asbury, Red Bank.
Yeah. We'll be reaching out to
Freehold,
you. Yes,
go to Marlboro, sponsor a really, really cool film festival. That will get in front of the eyes of many people.
And we are fiscally sponsored by a New Jersey-based nonprofit, Precipice Collective. So it is all, any sort of donors or sponsorships, donations are tax deductible.
Oh, cool.
So we are working on that. And I think a lot of the challenges were, I think really the biggest challenge, besides the money, was the fact that we're building a brand while simultaneously wanting to bring a festival. And it's really, really challenging to be in this space where it's very social media centric. So you can get the word out, but it's also, there's a lot of eyes on you while you're just trying to figure out to do this. So it's a challenge.
Right. Yeah. And you're learning along the way and you're making mistakes.
Yes. Because I'm a full-time professor, so this is like a side gig of a side gig, So
speaking of social media, is it at Red Roses Film? Is that your social media?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. That's the Instagram. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And then redrosesfilm.org is our website. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Fantastic.
And,
I hope you have a ton of submissions.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I think I'm here. You said 18th to 20th?
October, yes. For the film festival, yes.
So you got some time.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, hopefully I'm home. I'm here that weekend.
I hope so too.
Is that Chronicon weekend?
No, that's the weekend before.
The weekend before, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's CJ and Ming VIP.
Oh, right. We got to pick up our passes.
It's gonna be on that list again.
Okay.
So
hopefully we'll be at Chronicon, so that's the weekend before that works.
Weekend before.
Okay.
Yeah,
so hopefully I'll be able to check off picked up.
Yes.
I'll be here.
Yeah, for sure.
Both guests.
But I mean, year 2 though, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we're really, really excited that we raised enough, money and had support, and obviously we need more of that because we want to be able to do, yearly events. Eventually, want to build this into educational events and things like that. And obviously, all of this, folks are really kind to donate their time, but there comes a point that we want to be able to pay somebody for their time if they're doing a guest lecture or something like that. So, but yeah, no, we're really excited for year 2, which is still very much experimental. Let's see if we can, get this to be even more successful, raise more money, and then establish our own nonprofit.
I got a good feeling.
I hope so. Yeah.
And again, around here, no one's really doing this. So you're
we really are the only female-centric film festival in the Jersey Shore. Yes,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I love that you're doing this in March, the Women Film Series. It's kind of like a halfway.
Yes, yeah, we're really excited. We're hoping in the process of doing a Bread and Roses specific fundraiser sometime in March. So I'll definitely let you know that when that's happening. So we're working on kind of just again building, getting our names out there and being able to find a way that we can truly elevate and celebrate and support women's voices in filmmaking, which are very much needed.
Awesome.
Well, I'm going to see a lot of women filmmakers this weekend, and I'll promote it and let them know to submit.
Please
there's
do.
a lot in the festival.
Yeah.
All women directors and filmmakers.
Awesome.
So there's quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I'll see a lot this weekend and definitely announce it.
Please. Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And I asked you this the first time I interviewed you when you had the last festival, but the name Bread and Roses, what's the meaning behind that?
So Bread and Roses is very much it has like a suffragist movement roots, right? So it goes back to this idea of, in terms of like labor movements and labor strikes of like, well, we want bread and we want roses too. So it's the idea of being able to make enough money to sustain yourself in buying food, but you also want to do it with dignity. You also want to be able to have the roses as well.
Yeah.
So that's really where it's coming from is an homage to the women's suffrage movement, and also something that I'm very passionate about and something that we're still seeing with the strikes of last year.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, there's too much of this that's still relevant. But that's where, Bread and Roses comes in is really wanting to elevate women's voices, particularly in the space of film, again, regardless of where they're at in their career, whether they're children or, they are seniors, wherever they're at. Yeah.
It's cool. Are they selling shirts at the merch booth? That's the showroom, because you got some really sweet shirts.
I'm glad you asked that, because that was that's on my list. I'm like, I think we need to actually have some merch.
Okay, I know
to do that. Yeah,
I know it's tough. The merch,
it is.
You got to put a lot of money up front.
Yeah.
Yes,
especially with the apparel. There are a lot of weird sizes. It's not cheap.
No. It's not. It's not cheap.
You could either sell out or be stuck with a lot.
You're right. Exactly. So it's been, but we would like to have that. I mean, I'll be wearing my Bread and Roses.
Yeah, because you have a really cool color scheme. So I'm just saying.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All designed by me, which is
this is really cool color.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's it's like when we have a lot of people doing a lot of different things. So I'm like, I'm not a graphic designer, but thank goodness for Canva and places that are a little bit easier now, and also contacting graphic designers, be like, what do you think this looks like?
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Relying on friends.
Have you produced any new music videos of late? I know you've done that in the past.
I actually haven't, but I do have a documentary short film that's in the film festival.
Oh, cool. What's
it
called?
It's called Sisters at the Court. So it's actually about the Sisters of Mercy that started Georgian Court.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a really unique story. And I actually did it it was part of my capstone film for my MFA, which I finished back in 2022. And so that's in the film festival circuit right now. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
And, oh, that's great. Okay, you've been submitting.
Yeah. So it's there. So we'll see what happens.
And then when you throw your own fest, you could slide it in there.
No, definitely not.
No,
definitely not. I'm definitely not showing it. Like, to me, I'm like, no, it's it's for other
giving
people.
Up the space.
I'm giving up the space. Yeah, I'm definitely not showing my own stuff.
But if you're at a fest, it may be there. Definitely catch it. Then.
And I will.
Actually,
I will
do you know where it's showing next?
Which your
doc.
So it will be showing at the Jersey Shore Film Festival.
Oh, cool.
At the end of June to July.
Something like that,
yeah.
Kind of sporadically.
Yes, it's like 2 weeks. Yeah, I think it starts June 23rd. So I don't know the screening time, but it will be showing there. And then I haven't heard about other film festivals yet. So
that's cool. Well, if you've submitted, I just hit accept. It's amazing.
There's a lot of New Jersey film festivals. You just
it's amazing. It was funny. We met at the Garden State Film Festival last year in the podcast lounge. But you rolled in with this really cool crew.
Yes, they're great people.
Taylor and a bunch of other
Allison,
Allison, like very like you guys were just a bunch of fun. So
they really are. They're lovely people, and I will be at the Garden State Film Festival. It's I do that every year.
Okay, good. Hey, come roll by. We'll be
I will.
Place.
Yeah.
Another film this
more
year
microphones.
No, I'm just going as a guest. Actually, I don't have a film. I couldn't. My film. I couldn't submit it because I didn't meet the deadline. It wasn't done until January.
Okay.
So it's still very recent. But I will be there supporting the festival and supporting all the filmmakers.
Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely come roll by. We'll be there.
I will. I will.
Coffee, water, conversation.
Absolutely.
Maybe more that I can't talk about. But
But music videos in the future. I currently don't have any right now. But,
okay, but I mean, you're working on a film festival right now. So.
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing. Is there anything we missed? Is there anything?
No,
else?
I don't think so. I think
so. March 5th, 12th, 19th, 26th at the ShowRoom
7:30.
Cinemas, Cookman Avenue, 7:30 each night.
$15 are tickets. You can buy them online or at the box office in person.
Yeah, for sure.
And I will be there every single week.
I mean, if that's a great reason to go.
Yeah, and if you want to come on my birthday.
March
5th.
Yeah, right? March 5th.
And if we're not away, we'll be there.
Yeah, I would love to catch some of these on the big screen for sure.
Awesome.
So, well, thank you. Great luck with everything.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Go to showroomcinemas.com for tickets.
Yes.
Follow at Bread Roses Film. And then you have a personal one. Is yours private? Or?
It is private. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. You'll see on the Bread Roses one.
Yes, yeah.
Us teachers.
That's right.
Right. Yeah. Just in case.
Just in case. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to throw up this card right again.
Perfect.
And 7:30. That's the lineup.
Yep.
And you want to go catch it. So
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Lovely seeing you guys again.
Awesome. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, everybody watching. We'll see you in Asbury Park, everybody.
Awesome.